Hey guys, it's Amber. So today I am going to show you how to recreate this 70s look I have done. I did this look on the weekend for a 70s themed birthday party and I got a really overwhelming positive response from a couple of photos I posted on Instagram. So I thought I'd recreate this and show you how I've done it. So the 70s are back, baby. Let's get into this tutorial. So I'm first going to start off with my primer. I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Paris Base Magique Transforming Smoothing Primer. It just looks like this. So this is going to help fill in my pores and give me a nice smooth and even base to work with. So I've just taken a little bit out and I'm just going to put that in spots on my face. And then I'm just going to use my fingers to rub it in. So the next step is my foundation. To do that I'm going to be using my L'Oreal True Match foundation in the shade 2N Vanilla. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to be mixing that with a little bit of my RIMMEL London Match Perfection foundation in the shade Porcelain, because I'm kind of in between these two shades at the moment, which is a little bit frustrating, but what can you do? And I'm just going to be taking my damp sponge from Chi to apply this. Now that my foundation is on, I'm just going to be using my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Light and just go over a few blemishes that are still quite red. And again, I'm just going to be using my sponge to blend that out. Now I'm going to be taking my Maybelline New York Master Concealer in the shade Fair, and this is going to go under my eyes to highlight that and any other high points in my face that I want to highlight. So just under my eyes. Take this down the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my forehead, Cupid's bow, and so I'm not wasting the concealer that's left over on my brush and my palette. I'm just going to be putting it right under my cheekbones. Doing this and creating this line just helps you give a bit more definition to the face and sculpt your face a bit more, and also can be a guide to help you where to put your bronzer and contour. So now that that's on, I'm just going to take my trusty sponge again and blend it out. Now that I have my foundation and concealer on, I'm going to be taking my Stay Matte Powder by RIMMEL and my Powder Puff to set my face. Now I'm just going to use my Real Techniques Bold Models brush in 103. It's this huge fluffy brush which I absolutely adore. It's so soft, it's so amazing. I'm just going to be using that to brush away any excess powder that's left on my face. Now I'm just going to be taking another Real Techniques Bold Metals brush in the number 300. I absolutely love this brush for contouring and bronzing because it has this little like dome shape, which I think is perfect for getting in your cheekbones. And to bronze up my face, I'm just going to be using my Chi Mosaic bronzer in the shade Medium Bronzer. So just going to be swirling that all around and then going along my hairline and obviously my cheekbones and around my jawline. I also don't want to go too heavy with the bronzer because obviously in the 70s they didn't wear a lot of bronzer. It was very subtle. I probably am going to go a little bit more intense than they had it, just because that's how I like it personally, but again, in the 70s it was quite subtle. Now that I've got my bronzer on, I'm going to be using my NYX Apricot Blush, which just looks like this. Yes, the cap broke, it doesn't flip. And I'm just going to be using my Ayesa by Kryolan Angled Blush Brush in the number 2. Yes, this is not clean. And I'm just going to be applying my blush on the apples of my cheeks going outward. Okay, so I'm not going to lie, I'm not really that happy with my skin right now. I'm not really happy with how the base looks at all. I really want to continue this tutorial for you guys because I really want to show you this eye look. I really, really love it. But I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm really not loving how products are blending on my skin today. It's a really, not really bad acne day, but it's really not a good skin texture day. Like, I don't know if you can see here, especially, like, there's just so much texture and I'm not very happy about it, but I'm going to continue this tutorial for you guys because I want you to see what this look looks like. But I'm just going to be honest with you that it is making me feel a little bit upset that my skin is looking like this, so I'm just going to keep it real. Now we're going to be moving on to eyes, which is the fun part, the exciting part. So the first thing I'm going to do to my eyes is take my Masquerade eyeshadow palette, and I'm just going to be taking this light neutral brown here and a Real Techniques brush, and this is just going to be my transition colour. So to do my eyes, I'm going to be using the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil eyeshadow palette. It's absolutely incredible. This is what it looks like. Stunning. So the first colour I'm going to be taking on my eyes is this pale blue shade right here. And I'm going to be using my Zoeva 231 Luxe Petite Crease brush. It just looks like this. Now that I have that light brown colour down, I'm going to be using the light blue eyeshadow and start creating this wonderful look. So this is just going through my crease and outer corner. I'm just going to bring it out a little bit to a wing-like shape. So this look is just going to be all about layering. Now that we have that spectacular looking blue colour on, we're going to take the next deepest blue shade, which is this colour right here. And we're going to be using the same brush and be taking that along our light blue outlines. Now that we have that blue on, we're going to take a darker blue. We're going to take this blue right here under the one we just used. And I'm going to be taking my Zoeva 230 Luxe pencil brush. I'm just going to be taking a little bit more powder under my eyes, just in case of any fallout. Just going to be leaving that powder there until we are finished with our eyes, and then I'll wipe it away. So I'm just going to be taking that darker blue shade. We're really going to concentrate it on the outer corner and in the crease. Now that we've got that down, we're going to do the really risky part, and we're going to take the black in the eyeshadow, which is down here, and we're going to be concentrating that on the outer corner. And again, I'm just using the same brush. So this takes steady hand and build it up slowly. Don't go in with a lot of product because then you are going to ruin it. Just to help blend that black, I'm going back in with my Luxe Petite Crease brush with that blue colour on it, and just patting motions. So now that I have that on, I'm going to be taking my Ayesa by Kryolan Mini Shadow Smudger in the number 254. And I'm just going to be taking some of that Maybelline concealer again. And what we're going to do is we're going to do like a half cut crease just in the middle of our eyelid. My eye really likes to twitch while I do this, so it really doesn't make it very easy. Now I'm just going to quickly set that with some powder before it transfers. Now if you've made a tiny little mistake like I have and gone a little bit out of shape, don't stress. Just grab your pencil brush again and just lightly go back in with that colour and get your shape back. Right, so now we have one cut crease done. I'm going to hop off camera and do the second one. So now that we have our two little half moons and our eyes, we're going to take our light blue colour in the palette, which is right there. It's the first colour we use, and I'm going to take my Zoeva 226 smudger brush. With this colour, we're just going to put it over our little half moons. So this is now what our eyes look like. I'm now going to take this little highlighter colour, which has got actually a blue undertone to it, and I'm going to use the exact same brush and put that just in the centre of our half moon. Now I'm going to wipe away the powder I put under my eyes. We're going to take the light blue in the palette that we just used and the same brush and run this along our lower lash line. Now I'm going to be taking my detail shader brush from Zoeva and using the black eyeshadow and going just in our outer corner on our lower lash line. Now I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows. I'm using my RIMMEL London Brow Powder in the shade Dark Brown. Just looks like this. So first I'm going to brush through my brows. And then I'm using my all-time favourite brow brush, which is the Brow Line brush from Zoeva. I'm just using that to fill in my brows. So now that we have our eyebrows on, we have all the eyeshadow cleaned up, it's time for highlighter. So I'm going to be using my Physicians Formula highlighter in the shade Translucent Pearl. This is what it looks like. It's a really gorgeous highlighter. And I'm going to be using my Real Techniques Bold Metal brush in the number 203. Just looks like this. Now I'm not going to apply too much highlighter because I don't want it to distract from the eyes, and also because in the 70s they didn't wear a lot of highlighter, nor did they wear any at all, so I'm just going to be very subtle with it, but I do want to glow. I'm going to go back into my BH Cosmetics palette and I'm going to take the same highlighter we used on the middle of our little moon and pop that in my inner corners. Now I'm just going to pop off camera and put some mascara on. You've all seen how that works, it's just mascara. Now the last and final thing to do is our lips, so I'm going to be using my NYX Jumbo Lip Pencil in the shade Honey Nectar. It just looks like this. So really like Barbie pink. I said that was the last thing, but it's actually not. So I'm just going to be doing a little black beauty spot on my cheeks. I'm just using that black eyeshadow from the BH Cosmetic palette and a Ayesa by Kryolan bent angled liner brush in the number 12. Just doing a little beauty spot. So because I went to a party in this makeup, obviously I went with a whole outfit, so I'll just show you guys a little bit of what that looks like. So this is the completed look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Also, all my social media links will be in the description box as per usual. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!